Funeral insurance company AVBOB has been granted an interdict against the National Funeral Practitioners Association of South Africa. AVBOB wanted an end to intimidation of white and Indian-owned funeral parlours in the townships. AVBOB SA had threatened to ban these parlours from operating as from the 1st of February.
Meaningful transformation. It means that the wealth or the economy, because this industry is said to be an industry that is worth billions of rands annually, but the majority of the big chunk of that money goes to the white established companies and Indian companies. And as black people, the majority players in the industry, we take home very little, if any, in terms of the percentage of the revenue generated by our industry.
We are concerned, on two levels. One being, the intimidation and obviously violent threats, that are being thrown out. We are concerned because we have, people, although they are franchise owners, but they carry our brand. So if anything happens to them, that is our big concern. But the biggest of them all, of the concerns that we have, are our clients. And you do not expect at that stage of your life when you have to say goodbye to your loved one, you do not expect, threats like we are hearing.
Another major player in the market, Doves, a black-owned funeral parlour, says small funeral operators play a big role in the industry but are often excluded as they find it difficult to comply with the legislation. Doves will make their court application at the DBN High Court today.
The legislation that is there, it's difficult for people to enforce it. So, which has created lots of players in the market. Everyone believes that the majority of funerals are being directed to the major players in the market. If you look at it, the major players, which is Doves, AVBOB, as well as Martins, they only do around about 15% of the market share. So the core and most of the funerals are within the other players, which are mostly black-owned. And Doves is 100% black-owned.
As a South African Funeral Practitioners Association, we distance ourselves from the call by NAFUPA SA because it borders on racism and takes us back to a time where white people would live in their corner and black people would live in Bantustans and be allowed only to trade there. I'm a second-generation funeral director. I know there was a time that we're restricted to the Transkei to just be able to bury there. And now this is doing that in reverse. So we distance ourselves from that call totally.
NAFUPA's call to ban white and Indian funeral undertakers from black communities could be more detrimental than empowering to the black communities, established funeral parlours argue. The fights over the spoils of this 5 billion rand industry have been put on hold by a judge. But the question remains whether the local township communities truly benefit from this lucrative business. Kani Mapanga, ANN7, Johannesburg.